Alright, we are going to be running a 15-minute test utilizing the Ranger and the READYWELDER as a spool gun. I'm going to try to get 15 minutes of solid weld time. Can't see. gloves. I'm not, because, you know, that's what I do. This is not a hammer, but it works. Six 8-inch long beads. It's I'll say pretty good. It's not getting warm. Feels good. Nice cold touch. I don't know if I'll be able to get my 15 minutes in, but so these are, I think these pieces are 10 gauge steel, which is just a little bit over or under an 1/8 of an inch. This is probably 1/4 inch plate I'm welding it to, and like I said, I'm not having any problems. I'm gonna do another one and see what else I can get on here. That was stupid. this much higher would be nicer for my back. That would appear to be 16.23 minutes of weld time, or at least on this one recording. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 10 beads of, I'm going to call that 6 inches. Then this real long one, which is, I don't know, let's get a tape measure. I'm going to put you on pause. But that was full weld time, no brakes. This is not hot in the least. Decent amount of splatter, but that's normal for open arc flux cord welding. Yeah, even all the way up here, it's not hot. Actually, that's pretty damn cool in comparison to running my Tweco 250 on the Miller, because I couldn't touch that close to the tip on this thing, which I think is a Tweco. No, it's Miller. Yeah, I don't know, maybe I could get it. Maybe, I know this gets warm, but this also quite a bit smaller, honestly, as far as insulation goes. But I do have the Tweco, and that Tweco does get pretty damn warm. But that's when I'm using 045 wire, which is what I'm using on that spool gun right now. So long story short, yes, I think it works fine as a spool gun. It never got hot, it never melted. I'll get a tape measure and measure that. Alright, so these are right at 5.5 inches long. But if you figure in the top and bottoms that I finish out, I'm going to call each one of these 6 inches. So we got 6 times 2, 4, 6, 8, 10. So that's 60 inches. We got a couple that are 2, so that's 62 inches. Then we got this one longer one, which I'm calling 8 inches. So 62, 70, 78 inches of total weld time in about 16 minutes. That's with, you know, reaching over here, grabbing one, tossing it on there, welding. So you got a little bit of brakes, but as far as duty cycle goes, I'm calling that no less than 80% duty cycle. Probably closer to 90, but somebody else can do the math on that if they want to look at the video. But I think I was welding at least 90% of the time during that video, because I was only reaching over here, grabbing another piece, putting it on there, lining it up. So let's call it 80, but I think it's closer to 90% duty cycle. We are going to go find out what voltage I was running, or amperage. We have it as constant voltage for between 14 and 22, DC positive. The reason why you hear the generator kick on is I had it on auto idle instead of high idle. Watch your ears. That way it's quieter when I'm not actually using it, and more fuel efficient.